You know what the sad thing about me making a video for Fuller House is the fact that I have not made one for Daredevil. So by that, I'm telling you guys that yes, I have seen all of Fuller House, and I never finished Daredevil, and never even started Jessica Jones. I'm sorry, I like my TV episodes to be a half hour long. Okay, so all of you guys probably already know the plot to Fuller House. It's a sequel spin-off of Full House, the show from the 90s. In Full House, Danny Tanner's wife has just died, so he invited his best friend and his brother-in-law to help raise his 3 kids. So now in Fuller House, the kids are all grown up. DJ, the oldest kid, has just lost her husband, and so she invites her sister Stephanie and her best friend Kimmy to move in and help raise her 3 sons. Now when I was a kid, I thought Full House was just like the coolest show ever. I loved the layout of the house. It just looked like a really fun house to hang out in. I also really liked the characters. If you knew me as a kid, I was pretty conscious about my hair. Not conscious, but I tried to stylize it a little bit each day. I'm pretty sure all that came from Uncle Jesse. And this show is getting slammed by critics saying oh, it's not recapturing the magic of the original Full House. Full House was so good, this is terrible. I challenge all of you guys to go back and rewatch Full House. It is not good. There's this cuteness overload thing that happens when you watch Full House. It's just oh, it's so sappy, I can't take it. And maybe that's just the way our culture is going because everything has to be dark and gritty now. And I still like watching Full House, just I recognize it's not good. So fun in that cheesy, nostalgic kind of way. And so with that, I had a lot of fun with Fuller House in that cheesy, nostalgic kind of way. Because is this a good show? No, it's not a good show. But did I hate myself for watching it? Not really. And they're renewed for a season 2. I'm probably gonna watch that. I really gotta start watching Daredevil or something. So let's just talk about the acting first. It's not there. Cameron-Bure, Jodie Sweetin, and Andrea Barber, they're playing the same characters they played in the 90s. Although it is kind of interesting seeing where they have come since then. And they do poke a lot of fun at what they're like in real life. Stephanie's kind of the party girl and stuff, and Jodie Sweetin kind of lived a party life after Full House ended. There's a joke where, I think it was Stephanie, it might have been Kimmy though. But anyways, they're talking to DJ and they're oh, I gotta figure out if I want to watch The View or The Talk. Or I think they made those other ones up. But The View and a couple other talk shows. And so DJ's of course, watch The View. They have little references like that. And I was it's funny because the show's not good, so you can make those kind of jokes. The rest of the cast from Full House, minus the Olsen twins, they're all in it in the pilot. And then after that, they make brief cameo appearances throughout the season. But I'm gonna tell you this right here, right now. Steve was a creep in this show. So Steve and DJ used to have a thing in high school. They were each other's first boyfriend and girlfriend. And we don't know how much time has passed in between DJ's husband dying and the show starting. But literally, in the pilot, they're having this house party. And Steve is just hey, if you want to ever get back out there, I'm right here. Dude, her husband just died. He was actually married too, and he's divorced or something like that. They don't really go into it. But okay, Steve, her husband died, and now it's you're back in the 90s. Cool. DJ also kind of likes this other guy that she works with named Matt, and there's kind of a funny-ish love triangle blooming between those 3. Again, it doesn't take itself too seriously, so it's fine. The kids can't act at all. DJ has 3 sons. One of them's a baby like Michelle was in the first couple seasons of Full House. The other 2 are okay. They're kind of bland. The middle kid, he always says Holy Chalupa, so I just call him the Holy Chalupas kid. He really started to get on my nerves. The other kid, he's starting middle school or whatever, and he's experiencing girls for the first time, ooh, hormones, blah, 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 blah. And then Kimmy also has a daughter who's probably the best actress out of all of the kids, but she's nothing special. And Kimmy also has an ex-husband in the show, and they might be getting back together, so there's some tension with her, and her daughter Ramona is ooh, my parents are getting back together. The cameos from the other cast members in Full House, while really forced, I did still appreciate seeing them. When John Stamos walked through the door and he's all hey, how's it going? I was just hey, it's John Stamos, Uncle Jesse! You can tell most of them, especially Bob Saget, he's just there to collect a paycheck. But the biggest sin that this show commits, okay, so at the end of each episode of Full House, there's a really cheesy speech, they hug it out, and there's really crappy violin music playing behind them. They still have those speeches, but the violin music is gone. Why? Why would you do that to me? There's one episode where Uncle Jesse actually makes a joke about it, oh yeah, we used to hug it out and there was violin music playing in the background. So for that one episode, they did have the violin music, but that was one episode out of 13. The pilot's a little bit longer than the other ones. It clocks in at about 35 minutes, I think. That's a little too long for me. And most of the stuff from the pilot you already saw in the trailer. It's just setting up the whole series, oh, Danny's selling his house, and DJ, Kimmy, and Stephanie are gonna move in. So it's we already know this stuff. Let's just fast forward. There were some other good callbacks to the shows, a couple of references where they called out the Olsen twins that I thought were kind of funny, and a healthy dose of 80s and 90s references, while also mixing in some references from like the 2010 era. So I liked Fuller House, recognizing that it's not good. This movie is kind of like the Expendables of TV sitcoms. Like, it's really cheesy, really dumb, but if you're a fan of what came before, then you might enjoy it, I think. So it's hard to recommend the show, but if you go into it recognizing that Full House is not the genius show that you thought it was, then I think you could have fun with it. So did anyone else see Fuller House? I'm curious to know your thoughts, because I know not everybody loved this show. Comment down below, let me know what your thoughts about it are. Now I'm gonna go watch Daredevil. That's a lie, I'm gonna go watch reruns of Full House.